She was always there, and that's part of why this has kind of been so surreal.
A single mother on her way to work is hit by a driver going the wrong way on I-225.
The unknown's been hard for the most part. I've just been thinking about how my mom would actually deal with this situation.
Tonight, she is fighting for her life, and her 2 teenage kids are asking for your help.
No! No!
Plus, we've seen the videos, we've heard about the attacks.
I survived a mountain lion attack.
The dangerous encounters between mountain lions and humans forced a Colorado trail to shut down. Tonight, what you need to know if you ever come across one of these cats.
Mountain lions really are very secretive and elusive.
The governor hoped we'd never pass that coronavirus threshold, but as cases, deaths, and hospitalizations spike, we could be in for a rude awakening.
She's a single mom, and she's in a coma tonight after she was hit by a suspected drunk driver last Monday while on her way to work. And that driver was going the wrong way on I-225.
And tonight, her children can't see her in the hospital, and they don't know if or when they'll be able to speak to her again.
Denver7's Gary Brode sat down with the family as they wait and worry.
A glimmer of hope.
We have a lot of faith that she's going to pull through.
And each other.
You hate to think that something like this is what brings you closer.
It's what Diana Sevilla's family has to get them through.
She's probably one of the most amazing people I know. And just, why her?
The 46-year-old single mother of 2 teenagers was on her way to work last Monday morning when her SUV was hit by a suspected drunk driver going the wrong way on 225 in Aurora.
I saw the accident on Facebook, and I recognized her car.
The other driver died at the scene. Sevilla has been in a coma ever since.
She was always there, and that's part of why this has kind of been so surreal. She was kind of like an emotional pillar for all of us.
19-year-old Tyler Sevilla is Diana's oldest child. In his mother's absence, Tyler is acting as the pillar for his 17-year-old sister and the rest of the family.
Tyler's a rock. He's so strong.
Diana's mother, Janice Wood, says the family is struggling to come to grips with what happened.
It's hard to imagine that, every day we wake up and go, so it did happen. This is real. It's kind of like a giant nightmare. It's not something you ever think you'll go through.
Because of the pandemic, the family is unable to visit.
It's definitely made it harder. Not knowing and then also not being able to see her, it's just this huge feeling of uncertainty.
The family says when Diana first arrived, she was given a 5% chance of survival by doctors, but says she's showing improvement as her family waits for the time they can see her again.
Honestly, I don't know that I'll be able to say anything. Whenever I've imagined it, I would just want to hug her.
Gary Brode, Denver7.
I'm sure he does. And the family tells us Diana is scheduled for another surgery in a couple of days. This will be her 4th surgery, and she will likely spend months in the ICU. And Diana has insurance, but the family fears her bills will exceed their insurance limit. So her children have set up a GoFundMe to help with the bills. If you would like to donate, we've put a link up on our website, thedenverchannel.com.
Months after investigation was launched in Parker, this daycare provider is facing charges. A 3-year-old died inside her home where she operated an unlicensed daycare. And tonight, investigators say Amanda Anderson received 5 cease and desist orders through the Colorado Department of Human Services before that toddler's death. That was August 26th. She's gotten 2 more since then. When we went to Anderson's home in August to ask her questions, well, she just drove off. Police say they found 16 children inside the house, most of them toddlers. Anderson was arrested today and faces charges of child abuse resulting in death. It's still not clear how that 3-year-old died.
It's video that has now gone viral of a mountain lion stalking a runner on a trail in Utah. And it's video that has Colorado Parks and Wildlife warning you that we have our fair share of sightings here in Colorado.
In fact, recent sightings in Jefferson County prompted wildlife officials to shut down Deer Creek Canyon Park for a few days because of aggressive mountain lion activity. Denver7's Adi Guajardo with what you can do to stay safe when you're out there on the trails.
No, go away! Go away! No!
This gut-wrenching moment on a trail in Utah left viewers on edge for 6 minutes.
Oh, I was scared for him.
The runner was able to walk away unscathed, but here in Colorado,
Mountain lions really are very secretive and elusive.
we've witnessed just how dangerous mountain lion encounters can get and the vicious attacks that leave lasting scars. Since 1990, there have been 25 mountain lion attacks in the state of Colorado. 3 have been deadly and 22 have resulted in injuries.
There's been one in 2020.
Jason Clay, a spokesperson with Colorado Parks and Wildlife, says mountain lion sightings are rare. Yet visitors at Deer Creek Canyon Park are now on alert.
We've had some reports of mountain lion activity that are concerning.
The first sighting was reported in late September. The most recent was last Friday.
A woman who's on a bicycle and came across a mountain lion. And that mountain lion kind of stayed with her for a very prolonged period of time.
The park closed Saturday through Monday as wildlife experts investigated. It reopened on Tuesday.
I just do the short loop.
With warnings and reminders to stay safe.
Bear spray and an air horn are 2 very good tools to have.
If you encounter a mountain lion, experts say stand your ground. Make yourself big, make noise, and never run, crouch, or turn your back.
This is a bear whistle, but I guess it would work for a mountain lion as well.
For hikers here, a simple warning can make all the difference.
If someone saw a mountain lion as I was heading up to the trail and they told me maybe I'd back off.
Addie Guajardo, Denver7.
Just in the last hour, we have learned Denver Public Schools won't reopen middle and high schools as planned next week. Just yesterday, Superintendent Susana Cordova said she was rethinking her plan to reopen the schools because of the spike in numbers in Denver. For now, middle and high schoolers will continue with remote learning at least through November 6th. Elementary schools will reopen as planned next week. And elementary and middle schoolers in Aurora went back to in-person learning this week. It's their first time back in the classroom since last March. The district is sticking to its hybrid model, so students are split into 2 groups and will rotate between remote and in-person learning every week. High schoolers in Aurora Public Schools will start in-person learning next Tuesday.
We are heading in the wrong direction. Today, more than 1,000 new coronavirus cases added to Colorado's count, and that's the highest single-day increase since March. Our statewide total now above 80,000. We've also surpassed 2,000 deaths. The state's 3-day positivity rate has now exceeded that important 5% threshold. Our single-day positivity rate today surpassed 6%. We have 385 hospital beds in use tonight. The governor says that's also the highest number we've seen since May. And the governor calls all those numbers very alarming. He's urging everyone, help get this control the spread as we head into the holiday season. That is, of course, when families are likely to gather together in large groups. And he's encouraging all Coloradans maintain social distancing and keep wearing that mask.
After 34 long years, finally an arrest in the murder of a 12-year-old Greeley girl. A Weld County grand jury has indicted a former Idaho gubernatorial candidate on murder and kidnapping charges in the death and disappearance of Jonelle Matthews. She disappeared from her home in Greeley in 1984.
She had just been dropped off from choir practice. And that case remained cold for more than 30 years until her remains were found just last year. According to court records, 69-year-old Stephen Pankey lived about 2 miles from Jonelle, and he is accused of kidnapping her and then shooting her in the head. Now, Pankey eventually moved to Idaho, where he ran as a Republican for governor in 2018. He was arrested Monday at his Idaho home. He is awaiting extradition back to Colorado.
We are 3 weeks away from Election Day. Both President Trump and Joe Biden are campaigning in key states. The president in Pennsylvania tonight, Biden in Florida. Nationwide, more than 11 million Americans have already cast their ballots in person or by mail. And tonight, Republican Senator Cory Gardner and challenger John Hickenlooper were back on the debate stage, this debate hosted by 9 News. And we saw similar battles tonight to that of our debate last week over the coronavirus response, the economy, questions about Gardner's loyalty to the president, Hickenlooper's ethics violations, and the current process of confirming the president's Supreme Court nominee.
I asked John last week if he supported court packing. I don't know if you want to answer that tonight, John, but I would just say this. Joe Biden doesn't think the people of Colorado or this country deserve an answer on court packing.
I don't like the idea of court packing. We're seeing it right now, right? We're seeing court packing in full fury, and it doesn't make any sense to me. Cory Gardner's received more, corporate PAC money, $5.7 million, than any elected official in Colorado history.
It's this 2 John Hickenloopers. One seems to say something here, one wants to do something there.
Now, a reminder, if you want to mail in your ballot, the deadline to do that is October 26th. If you need more time, you can always take it to a ballot drop-off box. It's easy to do. And if you're not registered to vote, you can still register up until Election Day.
Today, senators questioned President Trump's Supreme Court nominee, Amy Coney Barrett. And Democrats, of course, unable to slow the proceedings, focused on issues like civil rights, abortion, health care. Republicans also took advantage of the platform to boast their conservative credentials, and Amy Coney Barrett worked to appear impartial.
Have you committed to the president or anyone else that you will vote to repeal the Affordable Care Act if confirmed?
Absolutely not.
Do you agree with Justice Scalia's view that Roe was wrongly decided?
I can't pre-commit or say, yes, I'm going in with some agenda, because I'm not.
Those hearings continue tomorrow morning. The Senate Judiciary Committee will vote next Thursday, ahead of a full vote on the Senate floor.
Snowmaking has begun, and Colorado ski areas are getting ready to welcome people back to their mountain towns.
We're throwing everything against the board right now. No bad ideas.
But as we rebound, questions tonight about how local businesses will attract tourists as they look for new ways to help them stay afloat.
Kind of got to rethink with the uncertainty of what the winter is doing.
A Denver 7 weather action day for tomorrow. Strong winds and high fire danger.